Alright, good morning everyone. I'm here to talk about so today we're talking about Mr. Burton, why I truly hate him for different reasons. I'll tell you why. Because I feel like I should vlog at my. This video isn't really a vlog. It isn't. I promise. It's just a video of me talking about why I truly hate him. So the reason why I hate him is because so let's just talk about why I filmed him in videos. Why I filmed him in one video. It is called I Filmed My Science Teacher. I filmed my science class in I filmed my science class, but I got caught. So my description says I went silent mode. Okay. So the first beginning of the video, and he said, he usually says to students like, please make sure your headphones and please make sure your headphones and phones are put away for me, period. As always, I should never have to say this to you. Like, when he's done with a sentence, it goes with a laugh, just a little bit of laugh, or just a little bit of tiny laugh, like just a tiny laugh, like no, you're not. What's so funny, guy? Like, what's so funny? Like, when you're laughing, when I feel about when you have a tiny laugh at the end of a sentence, it's not how it works. I mean, nothing's funny here, guy. And you should really understand that you can't laugh at the end of a sentence. You can't, not even a tiny laugh. Just not even a tiny laugh, not even a little bit of laugh. Just a normal sentence. And sometimes you always do that. You always keep on saying, at the end of the sentence, it's just always a, like, if it's something funny, you can do that too, but when you're telling them in a direct way, you can't do that. You have to be strong, or otherwise they may not understand you. So that's what Kalen did there. So that's what Kalen did to test Mr. Britton's results. So when he takes attendance, so the thing is, he takes attendance before class even started. In my advice, he should have taken attendance after he teach the class. He teached the class. I should probably say that. So I recommend teachers to take attendance after class. I would recommend doing that. So that's what he did wrong there. So that's what he always does. So when he took attendance earlier, why does he take attendance earlier? Well, because I mean, you can't make him take attendance after he teaches. That's just gonna waste his time. In my mind, I think he should try to change just a little bit. So that's what my thought process was. So I'm just walking to the gas station, to the Get and Go. I'll show you where it is. And I'm also going to the other gas station, which is close to us, which is at just a regular gas station. It's like Circle K. Alright. Good morning. So let's continue. Alright, so So when Kaylin's on her phone while Mr. Burton was teaching, Mr. Burton told Miss Waite to give her phone. He always just like Mr. Burton always says, he pronounces in a different way. He just says things like Mrs. Waite, or just instead of saying their first names, just saying Mrs. Waite or Mr. Simpson, or just Mr. Simpson. They don't want. I think Mr. Burton's too lazy to. I just think that Mr. Burton is just too lazy to say the first name. I feel like that's my thought process was, but if that's what you like, you can do that as well. Mr. or Mrs. could be applicable, because that's just how he wants to do. Sometimes he would say your first name, but sometimes he would just prefer to say Mr. or Mrs. because he's more like polite. He's a really polite guy sometimes, but in reality, at the part where he told the girls, and he was very rude to those girls, and he says to them, "What? I'm not talking to you." Like, that's rude, bruh. And the girls were just doing something like laughing or just looking directly at him to make him feel like that. So to make him feel like that, he's like, "Nobody's talking to you. Why are you looking at me?" Like, these girls are wondering, why are you taking attendance before class? You could have just taken attendance before. You could have just taken attendance after. Well, you could have just taken attendance after you teach. Period. So, so I recommend teachers doing that, because most teachers do it. But I think Mr. Burton's the only person that doesn't do it. I know that some teachers don't do it as well, and that's fine for most of them. So when Mr. Burton asks the girls, were you yawning or laughing? Because Mr. Burton was kind of confused, because we all were wearing masks, obviously, because there was the COVID pandemic, that we had to stay apart. Even though we're not currently apart, we're sitting together again. Like, I understand that. So this was March when I started uploading it. It was on March 23rd. Hello, Rabbit. So this was uploaded on March 23rd, 2021. So yeah, Mr. Burton at the first beginning of at first when the bell rings, he has his cool room. You can see in this video that Mr. Burton's like a guard, I should say, because he's kind of like a guard, I should say. I know that he's just some guard that you might be able to recognize him, because he's a really cool guy. I understand he's trying to be cool. He's trying to be cool in front of everybody. He's just trying to be cool in front of everybody. Just trying to be cool in front of the whole class. He's just trying to be cool. Like, he did this hula hoop back then in 2015. You could see that video if you really want to. It's at CNHS Media. So that's not the reason why I don't like him. Okay. I just feel like Mr. Burton should change just a little bit, because I don't like his behavior too much. So, like, I understand that Mr. Burton's just him, but I just recommend him to change, because that's just not acceptable for his behavior. Sometimes I find his behavior pretty disgusting. Like, I will get to that part just after I probably when I walk there some. Should probably do that. Well, the things that I normally do, Mr. Burton's class when I'm... So, let's talk about when I'm late. I had a terrible day that day. Had a terrible on that day. And I went to that program with... I think it was around junior ACT testing. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, we did all of that work. Yeah, we did all that work in general basis. Took that basic and general basis. So to be honest with you, so yeah, anyways, why did I stop talking? I'm not laughing at the point, because I just doing it with my normal voice. Because I'm just doing it like other people should be doing. They should do that unless there's something funny going on. But this time there were no funny comments. So why is he laughing at that? Why is he doing that? Nothing seems to be funny for him. You're a teacher, you're an adult. You're like 48, you're almost 50. Why don't you act your age? Just try to do that, at least try to do that. At least try to do that. It's not that big of a deal. Like, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal at all. It really isn't. Like, I totally understand why he's feeling so guilty for himself. It's because maybe it's because he doesn't know how to deal with students, or maybe it's because I feel ashamed for being disrespectful to that teacher. Like, I necessarily understand why Mr. Bird might feel that way. My asthma is killing me, but let's just not talk about it right now. This asthma attack is not laughing, it's just a cough, honestly. I know it sounds like a but it doesn't sound like that at all. It's just a cough, man. I'm not trying to be, what I think. It's like tremendously a cough, just normally. I feel like Mr. Brent's being negative to those students sometimes, because he's normally kind of, his tone is not even that good. Like, his tone's like this: answer the question, so it belongs to the video. Answer the question, so it goes with the video. You know how sound retarded that looks? You know how retarded that sounds? It's completely retarded. Like, why does he sound like that? Like, his tone should be normal. Like, so answer the questions so he can return the video. That's what I would recommend doing for him. So yeah, beginning of the story of how I disrespected Mr. Burton in a different manner. So, the things that I did, I went to the tip of my shoes. It's like a tip of my leg, but I took a step into to get to my seat even faster. So Mr. Burton was like, Quinn, don't stand at the desk, please. He doesn't sound authoritative enough. Like, he doesn't even sound authoritative enough. So I just disrespected him and said, whatever. And I said whatever in a calm way. And he said, did you just say whatever? Like, Mr. Burton just said, did you just say whatever? Whatever. Okay. Did you just... That's not him saying that. And let me repeat myself again. Did you just say whatever? He sounded so shocked that I disrespected him. And he's like, if I trust you to behave, I expect you to. Okay? I understand that. Like, your tone is awful, Mr. Burton. Why? Because you don't even sound authoritative enough. I understand that, but Mr. Burton, you should work on your tone just a little bit, tiny bit. I dare you to change, Mr. Burton. I swear, pinky promise, I'm not your favorite student. Because you're the worst teacher ever. I gotta be honest with you. Like, you don't even know how to raise your students that well, because all you do is send them in the hallway for not knowing the answer. How pathetic. Like, seriously. I'm gonna save this for the part 2. I don't want to cause any aggression. I don't want to cause a scene through the storage, so I just want to calm myself down and do that. I'll get to it on part 2. There's a lot of conclusion going on.